Thank you for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support.
Yes, this is kind of late for this time of the year. I'll talk about exactly how late coming up in a few minutes.
But you know what it's not too late for? In fact, it's still right in the peak of
hurricane season, the tropics. We have yet another named system. Dr. Greg Postel is in the lab, keeping
those temperatures. You're a little bit below average. Of course, all the rain and the cloud cover helping to keep it cool. So let's talk about what's happening. Look at all of this rain, and not just light rain either. We've got some very heavy rain that's moving in. Past I-5 is where we're seeing some of the heavier rain. And of course, as you head up in elevation there, you're even seeing some higher elevation snow. A little bit of a break in the rain right now in Seattle, but you'll have that chance for showers on and off throughout the day. A breezy day. A kind of, I don't know if I want to call it blustery because it's not really cold, but you know, you could call it blustery if you wanted to, and you wouldn't be terribly incorrect. We've got coastal rain all up and down from Washington through Oregon into Northern California now, and that's going to continue moving in. This is all associated with this frontal system. So as that frontal system moves eastward farther inland, you're going to get more of that rain pushing farther toward the Rockies as well through the Intermountain region. But we also have a steady atmospheric river that's moving all of this moisture onshore because of the setup. So you can see where we're going to continue to have those rounds of rain on and off throughout the day. So will it be raining constantly all day? No, it won't. But will there be more rain in your day than dry time in your day? Yes, that is what's going to happen. You can see here we're in the 50s and 60s as we head into this evening in Seattle. A little bit of a breeze as well, so you'll notice that. And in Portland, on and off showers, rain at times could be a little bit heavy as well. So it really is just kind of one of those soggy days. If you've got anything you need to do indoors, this might be the weekend for it. Here's what we're looking at, generally up to about an inch, but you could see some higher totals, especially there across northern portions of California. And then, of course, those little blue dots, that is that high elevation snow. It is that time of year, Paul, when we start to see kind of the transition from the heat to the cooler.
Yeah, it's the time of the year. Yeah, I said Wednesday or Thursday. I know it's Saturday, so it's going to take some time, Felicia. So we're kind of stuck in the muddled nature of this atmosphere, but it's definitely kind of juicy, and it feels like it could rain at any single second.
You know what my advice about this is? Soak it up, because it's not going to be very long before we have the cold, dry, extra chapstick kind of air moving in. So soak it up. I love the humidity, personally. It's just, you know.
That's on you.
I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, but you know what? You got to make the best of what you have, and that's the good part about it, right? If you got a bunch of humidity, maybe you don't need as much chapstick. Okay, so let's talk about what you can expect across the southeast. We've got that chance for, really like Paul said, at any given moment, the chance for some storms to kind of bubble up, especially as you're looking here across that I-10 corridor. It is going to be such a soggy day for Alabama, across Tennessee as well. And you'll notice, especially for western portions of Georgia, we're seeing quite a bit of that rainfall activity. So we are above average for the most part, with the exception of Tallahassee, which you guys are getting some rain today. So that's good news for you. You can see here for a place like New Orleans, more than 2 feet above average, nearly, well, about 2 inches less than a foot. So 10 inches above average there in Birmingham. So it has been a soggy year so far, and we're going to add more to that. Generally, we're looking at about 1 to 2 inches maybe, but a bullseye here across northern portions of Alabama, middle Tennessee as well, 3 to 5 inches possible in some places. So what's going on? Well, it's Nicholas. Nicholas is just not getting kicked out. The remnants of what is left of Nicholas helping to bring in that moisture, the circulation off the Gulf. And then we also have really weak steering winds. So there's nothing to kind of kick this out. And that's part of the problem. We've got a high pressure also there in near the northeast, and that's also helping to steer all this moisture. So basically what's happening is it's like a moisture funnel, and we're stuck in it right underneath the southeast. And anytime you have moisture, that's adding to the instability of the atmosphere, and then that helps you get those chances for showers and storms. Part of the problem is the soil moisture is wetter than average across the southeast, and we're adding more rain. It doesn't have anywhere to go, guys. And what does that mean? Well, it means you could get some flash flooding. You see it here across Tennessee, all through Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, especially eastern portions of Mississippi as well. What is that? No, it's not an avocado. It kind of looks like an avocado to me, though, doesn't it? You can see the circular point there across southern Tennessee, northern Alabama. Again, the possibility for some flash flooding. River that has set itself up, and you've got plentiful moisture moving onshore here. It is a soggy morning from Salem up through Portland. And as we look at the Olympic Peninsula as well, Seattle, a few showers around for you. We're going to continue with this chance for rain, as I mentioned, that atmospheric river continuing to bring moisture into the Pacific Pacific Northwest. The coastal ranges certainly getting quite a bit of that rain, and in the higher elevations, the much higher elevations, even a little bit of snow shower coming down. So here's the forecast for Seattle as we've got that frontal boundary moving through. We're talking about 50s and 60s. So I mean, I don't know about you in Seattle, but I would call rain and in the 50s a little bit on the chilly side. So you want a jacket probably as you're heading out, at least a light jacket. Eugene, mid 60s as you move through your afternoon, that rain sticking around. You might get some peaks of breaks in the clouds here or there. It's not going to be just a constant rain, but it is going to be pretty steady. And I'd say the day is going to be filled with more rain than breaks in the rain. So here's what we're looking at. You can see those showers building in through the Pacific Northwest, pushing their way inland, eventually making their way across the Rockies as well. But the focal point here certainly going to be along the west coast. As you get down into Northern California, maybe you are taking the PCH, maybe I-5. It's going to be a wet ride, so do keep that in mind. Here's what we're looking at. We've got showers that are going to add up to about 2 to 3 inches in very few places, generally about up to an inch. And those little blue and purple specks that you're seeing, well, that's a higher elevation snow that I was talking about. Here's what's going on. We've got this frontal system that's helping to direct that increased moisture. Not just that, we've got this dip in the jet stream that's also allowing that cooler air to dip farther south. Can you feel it? Fall is definitely in the air there. Of course, also with that, you've got a very efficient transport mechanism of that moisture off of the Pacific. Highs are about 10 to 20 degrees below average across portions of the Rockies. The Great Basin region getting in on some of those below average temperatures. Well, this is probably welcome because you guys were above average and so hot and so dry for so long. Quick look at the forecast for Oregon. You should be in the mid 70s.
Moisture in the atmosphere here.
The definition of slow moving, just nothing moving through to move that on. Are you a poncho person? How do you feel about ponchos?
I'm not poncho positive. I'm umbrella positive. I'm like a big golf umbrella. I have a lot to keep dry here.
Yeah, well, but a poncho, I feel like it would do better, right?
And it sticks to your skin and the humidity.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. Well, we'll revisit this.
I know you're poncho positive.
I'm gonna convert you to poncho positive.
You're poncho positive.
Poncho positive Paul. P triple P. Triple P. Across the country as we move through your weekend. Chicago, beautiful day for you today, but across the southeast, a very soggy time. And the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, it is going to be rainy and below average in terms of temperatures for you today. Really keeping much of the same pattern across the Pacific Northwest, the northern Rockies, and into the northern plains as we head through Sunday. And again, staying very wet across the lower Mississippi Valley and the southeast. As we head into Monday, we see that rain spreading through cities like Chicago, the chance for storms as well, soggy and Fargo, and also cooler temperatures coming with this. Not for a place like Dallas, though. By Monday, you're still in the upper 90s. Take a look at what happens as we head into Tuesday. Rain sticking around for Chicago, a few storms in Atlanta and Miami. LA, beautiful for you guys. Mid 80s, plenty of sunshine. Absolutely gorgeous. By the time we get to Wednesday in New York, we're in the lower 70s for your high.